Hello, Merry Christmas, and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be going through my entire house and doing a declutter. I figure we're like less than a week away from Christmas at this point, and so now is the perfect time to get rid of some stuff before we bring new stuff in. Hi, if you're new around here, my name is Sherry. I'm an avid minimalist who believes that we can really live a better life when we have a lot less stuff. And I'm really excited for today's video. My entire family is home today. We have both of our dogs here, and so I may do this video partially in camera like I am now, where I'm talking directly to the camera as I am decluttering, but parts of it may just be me doing a voiceover. It really just depends on what happens with my family during the decluttering process. I hope that you guys enjoy that, mix it up a little bit, but first of all, I am gonna need some coffee before we dive into this project. So without further ado, let's go. I am so tired that I just poured the entire remainder of the bag of coffee into the strainer without measuring it. Let's try this again. Okay, now that we have the right amount of coffee, we're gonna do this again. I'm really not sure how much I'm gonna find today. I have done decluttering really regularly. I usually go through my house about once a month and declutter everything that we aren't using, things that we don't need anymore. I know that there's a few things that have been on my list to donate and get rid of and declutter, but I've been waiting for this video to do it. But I don't really know how much we're gonna find, so I'm excited to dig through cabinets and see what's happening. But first I need to be caffeinated. The thing that I love about pour over coffee is that it forces me to slow down and just enjoy the moment. In case you're wondering, I am currently drinking Starbucks gingerbread. It is delicious. I absolutely love it. I know you guys came here to watch me declutter, and I promise we're gonna get there, but I've gotta have caffeine beforehand. I love the colors that the coffee makes. I love the lights and the darks. Little joys in life, little joys. I think we're gonna start in here with my books. Some of these books actually go out in my living room normally. They go in our TV console, but my husband sets up this lovely little Christmas town every year. I'll show you guys a picture of that here somewhere so you can see. But because the entire area, as you can see, gets taken over by a Christmas town, I have to move my books out here. Okay, so my kinfolk home, a lot of these can stay. A couple of these are library books that I need to read. And then this one, this is a good one for me to read and pass along. I got this at a Little Free Library. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those, but we have them all over the place here in Georgia. And so I got it at one of those. It's called Life's Little Instruction Book. 511 suggestions, observations, and reminders on how to live a happy and rewarding life. So while we're waiting on my coffee, I figure I would read you a couple. Really, really practical advice. So here's a couple of suggestions on how to live a happy and rewarding life. You're welcome. Don't be deceived by first impressions. Drink at least 8 glasses of water every day. Respect tradition. Oh, seek out the good in people. Don't expect life to be fair. Become an expert in time management. Don't waste your time getting annoyed that your dogs are barking while you're filming a video, because it's not going to do you any good anyway. Here's a good one. Judge your success by the degree that you're enjoying peace, health, and love. Notice it doesn't mention your bank account. All right, one more and then I think my coffee's going to be ready. Oh, evaluate yourself by your own standards, not someone else's. That's a good one. But with the Little Free Library books, I really like to read it and enjoy it and then pass it on to another Little Free Library so that it can just make its way around multiple people's homes. So this one is gonna go. I'm gonna have to get up here because I'm short. these are library books. This needs to go in my kiddo's room. This is his Bible. Oh, this is another one that I really need to read. This one is called Character Matters. How do I teach my children to respect others? Hey, Remy. Can you guys stop? What does faithfulness look like on a daily basis? Am I modeling integrity in my home? I read a couple chapters of this and it was actually really good, so I need to finish it. So I'm going to keep that one. And then the other ones just need to go in my kids' room. So I think this is the only one that's going to be coming out of here today. And then these ones over there in the corner up there, those go out in my living room. Those are some of my really fun coffee table picture books that I like to read when I have a cup of coffee. Speaking of coffee, mine should be done. Okay, so next up, I want to take a look in our kitchen drawers. I know that we're not going to find a lot, but there are a couple of things that I've actually held on to specifically for this decluttering video that I will go through. This is kind of our junk drawer, and a lot of this is actually my husband's stuff, so I don't see anything in here that needs to go. Same thing here. Except I have 4 of these straws. This one looks like it's molded and this one is chewed up. So these can get tossed. These can go back. And then this drawer, this is the one I was saying where I held onto something specifically for this video. So I got these at TJ Maxx and originally they were really pretty. They've got this really pretty copper finish, but unfortunately the finish is coming off. You can see there, you see how it's coming off? And it's coming off on the actual part that we measure too. I'm worried that that's getting into our food. I went ahead and just got good quality ones. These are actually from Crate and Barrel, and they're really, really nice. I love, this is an actual gold finish on them, so it's not something that's gonna flake or come off, so they're really well made. The same thing with these finishes coming off, and I'm worried it's gonna be getting into our food. This is not actual copper, so these are gonna go. And I replaced it with these beauties. They match that set right there. Again, same thing from Crate and Barrel. Really pretty, really well made. Finish will not come off in our food. I think that's pretty much gonna be it for our kitchen. This is just silverware. My beeswax candles. This can go. Cleaning stuff. Yeah, I think all of this is pretty well good to stay. Yeah. Okay, so I know that these were the only drawers that had something in them that I thought maybe could go. So out of the kitchen, we're losing this wooden thing and the measuring cups and the measuring spoons. Let's move on to the living room, although I don't think we're gonna find anything in there. Yeah, so nothing in here to declutter this time. This is the Christmas town I was telling you guys about. Normally my books go in the lower shelves here, and then I have a bowl, like a decorative bowl that goes in the top middle one there. But right now it is all filled up with a Christmas town. It is super, super cute. This was actually handed down to my husband by family, and so this is really fun for him to put up every year. And as you can see, it takes up all the space. So out here in our sunroom, I don't think that there's anything that needs to be decluttered. All of these jackets that are hung up here we use, they just need to be put away, but everything out here is good. Okay, so this is my oldest son's place where we keep all of his stuff. I think most of this can stay. I actually went through this with him earlier. These are Legos. These are all the different games and stuff that we play. And this just needs to be tidied up, honestly. They still play with the Legos. They still play with these on occasion. The paper they still play with, and then the cards we play with. So all of this can stay, but I do need to get that tidied up. I'm gonna do that off camera, so you guys don't have to watch me do that. And then these are cars. It's like a whole tub of cars. Some of it's Lego, actually. But my son has already said that he doesn't necessarily want to keep these cars. He doesn't play with them anymore. He's almost 7, and so he's kind of grown out of the Matchbox car phase. But my husband wants to keep them just in case their kids want to play with them one day, which I guess is really sentimental. I can't really get behind it, but that's okay. So I am gonna find a box for these and get these stowed away. Okay, so I thought it was important to just show you guys what I actually am doing off camera here. So I went ahead and I took everything out of this basket, and then I took the cars that were in this bin here, moved them to this storage tote, and then I'm just gonna put the Play-Doh, this stuff here, and the cards in that bucket, which will go right there. And then this is much more organized. Okay, and then over here, this is his little desk area. Again, I went through this with him when we were off camera. So this robe, I know he said that we could declutter. He's fine with that. And then everything else here is going to stay. Although he did say that he no longer wants this electronic drum set that he got for Christmas last year. He's just not really into it. I am going to, instead of just donating it, I am gonna try to sell that. It was reasonably expensive. We spent enough on it that I feel we could probably sell it and recoup a little bit of that money. So we are gonna get that listed today on Facebook Marketplace, and fingers crossed that we can get that sold. So next up, we're gonna go through the bathroom. Again, I don't think that we're gonna find a lot in here just because I am so vigilant about if we're not using things, I just automatically get rid of it, donate it, give it to a family member, whatever that looks like. I just wanna go through real quick. Toothpaste, molding paste for my son's hair, and then I'll just show you guys. This is how I keep all of my items. Let me zoom in so you can see. Okay, so it's not terribly well organized at the moment, but this is how I keep all of my bathroom stuff, and I really don't have a lot. But I just find that keeping it in these clear bins helps to keep it organized, helps it to look nicer, it's easier to find things. And so there's nothing in here that I can get rid of right now. I have my perfumes. If you guys aren't using this Way leave-in conditioner, I cannot recommend it enough. It is pricey, but it smells really good. It doesn't take a lot and it works great. So you're welcome for that recommendation. Deodorant, Mighty Patches, nail trimmer or nail, whatever those are, and my face wash and my cotton rounds. So nothing there. I was just gonna show you guys under here. We really don't keep a lot, and I try to keep it very organized, but over on the left we have my hair stuff, and then just some Vaseline, and then this is lotion, mouthwash, toothbrushes. We don't need this extra roll in here, but I wanted to share a tip with you. So every morning before I go to work or leave to do errands, whatever I have going on that day, I wipe my sink and my toilet down with this, and my bathroom stays so much cleaner. Cannot recommend it enough. Nothing under here needs to be decluttered. Over there is toilet paper, so obviously that can stay. Next up, we're going to be going through my hanging clothes and my other closet items very quickly. I know that there is at least a shirt and a hoodie that I'm going to pull out of here. This red shirt shrunk when I washed it, so that's going to have to go. And then I also have this white hoodie that's really, really soft, and I got it at REI. But if I'm honest with myself, I really have not worn this in probably at least 6 months. And it's just not something that I'm reaching for anymore. So rather than collecting dust in my closet, I need to donate it to somebody who will use it and love it. Next up, I'm going to take a look at my shoes, but they're very pared down. And then I'm going to go through my stationery drawer, get rid of some highlighters that are either too dark or are dried out. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of those. Next up, I'm going to go through like my underwear drawer, but there's nothing in there. And then in this drawer, there is just one shirt that is folded that I've held on to, but again, I'm not wearing it, so it can go to another home. But I'm not finding anything else in here. This is all summer stuff that I keep pretty pared down anyway. So this is my kids' Lego zone. If you couldn't tell, this is where they love to build their Legos, collect their Legos. It's everything Lego here. And there is nothing here that we need to declutter. The only thing that I see is this Lego container that we were given. And it's actually really great for when we go on road trips and stuff, but they just haven't used it. It hasn't ever been used, I don't think. So it's great in theory, but again, if we're not using it, it can go. But I think that's it for this room. My son's room to my right, he has already done. He's taking care of that. So we're not gonna go in there. That's already been done, but we are gonna go to the other side. And this is the part of the house that we have not renovated yet, and you will see. So yeah, this is just for all of you guys that are still living in a house that isn't perfect. Maybe you're living in a renovation. I'm here to tell you it's okay. If you have a roof over your head, that's what matters. So let's go over here. Okay, so this is actually stuff this is like Christmas wrapping stuff that I have out because I need to wrap gifts. This is where our ornaments and things like that go in, and then these are extra wires that need to go in storage. So all of this can stay. This lamp actually goes out in my sunroom next to my couch, but because I have our Christmas tree there right now, this guy lives downstairs because it's just that was way too much happening in that space. So this is actually a project that I want to complete in 2026. In January, in a couple weeks, I am going to be doing a no spend for the month of 2025 to get all of our debt paid off and become debt free. So really excited about that. If you guys would like to join me, go ahead and subscribe. And then I have another video, which I'll link down below, all about my no spend. But in 2026, when we're debt free, we are going to be redoing this entire kitchen. There was a oven over here and then a fridge to my right, and all of that has been taken out. So this definitely is an area that needs to be finished, but a house is an ongoing to-do list that pretty much never ends. Okay, let's get back to decluttering. So this Yeti cooler pretty much lives here all the time just because we don't really have anywhere else for it to go. This black, this is a planter, and I don't actually have a plant in it right now, but this is one of those things that I know come the spring I'm gonna need when I inevitably have a plant that needs to have a bigger pot. So I am gonna keep this here. It will live here. These can be put away. Really everything in here doesn't need to be decluttered. I've gone through this 1,000 times. Again, these are more planters that I will need come the spring. This is potting soil mix for plants. This is some baseball stuff that I actually need to talk to my husband about getting rid of because we don't play baseball. My kids are not into baseball, so I need to talk to him about that. But other than that, that's fine. And then these are all pretty much empty, except for stuff that we use. Yeah, I don't think any of this needs to be decluttered. Nope. A glass? We don't need that. No. Okay, so we don't need this hook thing, and we don't need this glass, so these can go. All right, guys, so that is it. We decluttered my entire house, and I think it took me 10 minutes, maybe. But when you get into the rhythm of decluttering regularly, and when I say regularly, I'm telling you guys, I go through my house once a month and do a big declutter. But between that time, I always make sure that I am keeping my eyes open and peeled for things that we are not using, that we don't need, that are not wanted anymore. I know a really popular habit by a lot of decluttering YouTubers is to have a box or a bag stored somewhere, either like your car, maybe a closet by your entryway, that when you see something that needs to leave your house, get decluttered, whatever the case may be, it can just go into that bag as soon as you see it. And then you don't have to wait for, oh, I'm going to declutter next week and I'll just get it then. You can just pick it up, put it in the box, and then it's out of sight, out of mind. And then once that box or bag gets filled, then you just take it to the donation center. I think that that is a great strategy. And as you can see from my decluttering today, once you get into the rhythm of doing it, you really end up not finding that much. But I also want to acknowledge that this is also a result of living very intentionally and thinking about your purchases before you buy them. We don't buy things that we don't need, and I think that really helps when it comes to decluttering and just maintaining a cleaner, more organized space overall, is that we don't have a lot in our house, because really at the end of the day, you don't need a lot to not only survive but thrive. I don't think that thriving needs to be equated with a lot of stuff or a lot of luxury. Some of the best moments of my day are when I sit right here in this chair, have my coffee, read a good book with some lovely pictures in it, and it doesn't cost me a dime. So just really intentional and thoughtful living makes it so much easier, because it flows over into every other aspect of your life. So I hope that this video encourages you to go through your home before Christmas, get rid of what you don't need, make Christmas and the new year that much smoother. Thank you guys so much for being here, so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.